Now it's time for today's Focus Report, and they used to be open green fields, but now they are rubbish dumps. As you can see, critics saying mountains of trash are piling up in and around towns and villages across France, dirtying the image of the French countryside. In one commune, less than 40 kilometres is in fact outside of Paris, rubbish filling the equivalent of 7 football fields continues to pile up, leaving the town's inhabitants desperate for a solution. Well, while illegal dumping in France is punishable by law, the legislation is rarely enforced. France 24's Julien Sauvaget and Erin Gunke have this report.
The Sea of Garbage. That's the name the inhabitants of Carrieres have given to the largest makeshift landfill in France. It's a massive field spanning 300 hectares, at least 40 of which are covered with thousands of tons of mixed waste.
It's mostly garbage from construction sites. It's rather impressive. There's everything from wood, asbestos, cement sheeting, and here you have solvents, paint remover, all sorts of canisters with big pollution risks. It's just unbelievable to see all of this here.
We're lucky there are some trees here. Without them, all this space would be covered too.
Bruno grew up here. He says he no longer recognizes the fields he knew as a child.
This area here belongs to my in-laws. My brother-in-law and I planted these trees to try and occupy the fields, to make something out of it. See, they've dumped rubbish even up to here.
For a century, this farmland provided food for nearby Parisians. But eventually, the soil yielded less return. Wastewater from Paris was then used as a fertilizer. But the hasty solution came with harmful repercussions. The water was filled with heavy metals that polluted the soil. And in response, a governmental decree in 2000 banned all farming here. Then, the field's abandonment gradually led to illegal dumping, and public officials did nothing to stop it. Outraged by the state's inaction, ALBAN and BRUNO created a collective and published videos online to bring attention to the situation.
We're going to try to clean up parts of it, not all of it, of course.
There are people who live here and didn't even know this was happening.
They didn't know what was going on, and neither did I. When I came to the field for the first time, I didn't expect for even a minute that the landfill would be so massive.
Even the mayor was shocked when I brought him here. He wasn't expecting to see so much rubbish.
Today, the mayor has returned with 2 MPs. They've been commissioned by the Environment Ministry to write a report on illegal dumping. They are joined by a group of local residents.
Je suis en colère, c'est pas après les citoyens qui jettent et tout. Non, moi je suis en colère. Je suis en colère contre les élus qui font pas leur boulot. Il y a 7000 tonnes, on va pas le faire comme ça. Je sais. D'accord, ok. Donc s'il vous plaît, ne dites pas qu'on fait rien, on va le faire.
Mais écoutez-nous. Il nous semble que la première des priorités, c'est de fermer les accès une bonne fois pour toutes et de les sécuriser.
For those people who don't want to pay the real price for dumping their waste, at least 100 euros a ton and 500 euros a ton for waste containing asbestos, well, you can be sure that these people are going to find another way to come and dump here.
Pourquoi est-ce qu'aujourd'hui la loi n'est pas appliquée?
C'est compliqué pour les maires.
It's a difficult task for mayors. It's hard to catch people in the act. The courts are saturated, and when some people are caught, they escape justice. Why? Because it's their first offense. And in such a case, the system is forgiving. You can't just throw everyone in prison.
Officials in Carrieres say they'll clear the rubbish from the field by autumn. But elsewhere in France, garbage continues to pile in other makeshift landfills. The mayor of this town was exasperated at the justice system's inaction in the face of a growing number of illegal dumping grounds. So he took matters into his own hands by returning the waste to its original owner. It's a radical course of action he films and posts online.
Et donc nous allons appeler cette personne et nous allons lui demander de venir récupérer ce qui lui appartient. Sinon, nous ferons nous-mêmes la livraison à domicile.
Once a border police agent, the mayor carries out meticulous investigations, thanks to internet and clues found in the rubbish.
There are
literally 50 different methods to find these people. For example, sometimes you may find this type of tile which helps you identify the building site they came from. Then you go to the site and indeed find the same tiles, so there's no doubt possible, and these tiles are also quite distinctive. Then there are some unique cases. Here, for instance, you'll see a little series number on this lid that comes on large beer canisters used in bars. So using the series number, we called the manufacturer, who told us it was delivered to a bar in Bornel, which is 40 kilometers away. So we went to the bar and saw that it was under construction and that all of the trash came from there.
The solution has been a success. 4 to 5 makeshift dumps used to sprout up per week. That's now down to 2 to 3 per year.
This used to be a huge pile of waste. There were 40 tons. It was pretty remarkable. So we've installed these big rocks. They don't necessarily blend in with the nature, but in any case, there's no more trash. And that's what's most important. Simply returning the garbage to its discarder isn't enough. Action without preventive, protective, and land use policies will never be adequate.
Prevention, education, and stricter penalties are just some of the new strategies the government is now pushing for to try and curb illegal dumping. Concrete measures are expected for 2019.